What's good, everybody? So welcome back to another video. In this video I will be bringing y'all along what a trading week looks like with me. No, I'm not a multimillionaire. No, I'm not in this big old house with a lot of cars. No, it's not me. I'm just a regular person just like y'all, doing what I need to do to further my career in trading. So grab your popcorn, get ready. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Don't forget to like and comment. That's all I want. That's all I need. I'll catch y'all in the video. Make sure y'all enjoy. Make sure y'all give me some insights on what I can do better. But enough of that. I'm gone. Enjoy.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
What's good? So today is Tuesday. And on this Tuesday, it's Wednesday. It's bad. On this Wednesday, it is 8:54 in the morning. I'm about to give y'all updates with the trade because I'm about to go to the gym. So check me out. Y'all can see. Let's go back to the daily time frame first. Starting off on that daily, you can obviously see how this area of support turned into resistance is holding up nicely. We did indeed get that beautiful bearish engulfing closure, and then because of that, I went to the 4-hour time frame. You can see how that established the break of structure. So right now, I'm just waiting for price to get back into my zone. You can see my alert right here, but price never tapped back into my zone. Again, at 111.814. It's important for us to wait for price to tap into our zone because this allows us to get the best entry, if you will, right? If I found an entry where price is at right now, I would have a good position, but risk to reward probably was not going to be there. Stop loss was going to be too tight, and it's just overall just a rushed entry. It's no point of rushing your entry if you know what you're looking for. If it presents itself, you take the trade. If it does not present itself, you come back and you wait for another setup to present itself. But so you can see how price is just struggling to reach the zone. But what I do like to see is this beautiful rejection candle that we are forming. You can see it not only reject this 50 EMA, but also somewhat reject our area of interest. I would like to see one more push back into here. If we can have that wick rejection, cool. But I want to see price reach my zone before I'm interested in taking a trade back towards the downside. Again, this is just coming from experience of, being the one that had the fear of missing this trade and jumping into a trade just because I'm jumping into the trade because I don't want it to leave without me. Not the best thing to do. So what we're going to do is going to wait. We got the alert on. I'm about to head to the gym. I would bring y'all, I'm going to bring y'all to the gym. Well, not to the gym, but I'm going to bring y'all with me, bring the camera. So after the gym, if, anything happens, I can pick up the camera and I can just update y'all right then and there instead of waiting till I get back to the house. So right now, like I said, I'm about to head to the gym, and yeah, so I'm gonna catch y'all whenever I get back and bring back updates. So we're going. I'll catch y'all when I catch y'all. So just finished the gym. It's 10:31. Well, let me show y'all. Hold on. I gotta cut this off. That was a good workout. I think I'm gonna start coming to the gym earlier in the morning because I'm enjoying it so much. So I'm definitely gonna do that. Let me show y'all the time. 10:31. I'm about to show y'all the charts. I've been recording everything too, so I'm gonna throw in like clips of that. But we're finally we got up higher to our zone, so let me show you. You can obviously see how price retraced a little bit higher into our zone. It did not trigger my alarm, but I do like this retracement. That's good enough for me because we're in the vicinity of that marked off area. So as long as we can keep showing this sign of rejection, we can possibly, if I go to the 30, find an entry off of this 30-minute time frame. You can see how overall we are bearish. What I am waiting for is some type of bearish engulfing like here, but I want to see it happen up here. So if price does retrace, give me some type of rejection, and then form that bearish engulfing, y'all will see an entry. But right now, we're about to head back to the house and shower, eat some eggs, and get ready to go do what I had to do anyway. But yeah, just wanted to give y'all updates on that, and I will catch y'all back at the crib. Record. Oh, thank you. Trying to help me fix myself. Y'all was good. So we're back with an update. I didn't pick up the camera since the previous post or previous wherever point we was at, only due to the fact that nothing was really going on and we were still having to wait for the potential trading opportunity. So now, hold on. So now, what the game plan is I'm about to go show y'all the chart because we have good updates, nothing but good updates on the chart. So I'm about to show y'all that. So check me out. No, we're not in this trade, so don't worry. I was really waiting for the breakout of this area of interest right here. You can see I drew it up the 30-minute break of structure. I wanted to see price close below, but at the moment we're not having that. But if we do go towards the 4-hour, you can see how we are finally tapping back into that zone, which is good. It's what I want to see. And then lower time frame still in a downtrend, and then 30-minute we're just waiting for the break of structure so we can enter this trade. So everything looks good. I'm over here watching Noor. I don't ever trade the stock market. I don't ever trade the stock market, which is crazy. I watch it because I'm just watching somebody else trade. Not that I'm, anticipating anything by watching him. Am I going to use his strategy? No. I'm just watching them trade because I like watching people do their own thing as I do my own thing. Just really entertainment, right? And it's about trading, and I just love trading so much that I try to use like the strategy I use for the foreign exchange market. I try to use it in the stock market, and not even that I try to use my strategy, but I look to see what he's doing, and I just apply just the small little things that I know into his detail, right? Trying to get an understanding on why he's taking his setups, what he's looking for, and by doing so, I can tell you he's just a breakout trader, amazing trader, but he is a breakout trader. He gets in and out on those quick moves on the scalping, scalping side, and it's pretty cool. Oh, look at this. So we have this huge rejection. If I go back towards the 30, you see how price was all the way up here. Price now falling all the way back down, retraced all the way back down, forming a nice accumulation of rejection towards my area of interest. And now it's looking good to give us a break of this area of interest. Again, if we can have that break, I will be looking to enter on something like this. Stops just above, and then targets, like I told you guys before, we're targeting my next structure point would be right there. Looking at a 1 to almost 3%. So right now, I'm actually getting ready to go to the gym. So I'm gonna finish getting dressed, and yeah, after I finish getting dressed, if something happens, I'll bring the camera like I did yesterday. And if nothing happens, just like yesterday, I will just pick up the camera and tell y'all nothing happened. But if I do miss out on, filming the process of me taking a trade, I'm going to try my best to do a screen recording so I can basically walk y'all through the process of me getting into a trade while I'm at the gym and just see how that all goes down. So, yeah, right now I'm about to continue to watch the charts, finish getting dressed, and I guess finish watching bro. So I'm gonna catch y'all here in a minute. Alright, so right here, I forgot to add this clip in the earlier video, but this is that Tuesday, or it's the clip before this one. So only thing I'm showing you is the area of interest I want to see price bounce off of, what we're looking at the moment, and what I want to see from the 30-minute time frame. So we're already making our way up towards my zone. I then drew out what I want to see from structure, giving me a break of structure before entering this trade. And like always, targets just below at the next structure point and stops just above. So that is currently what I'm waiting on on the 30-minute time frame. And keep in mind, I am not in my setup. Do you want to know where I'm at? I'm about to show you where I'm at. We're still at the gym. So the next recording is the recording from today, actually. That's when we enter the position, and I believe I'm going to show you where I called it out in the Discord, which is cool. Always like giving out free sauce to the Discord community, to the family, the ones that rock with me the most. So gave that entry out, and again, just showing y'all it all took place at the gym. Ugly smile. Then but yeah, that's all. Yo, I had to double check, make sure the mic was on. But we are currently active in this trade. I don't know if I broke this trade down, but I feel like I have, so I'm not going to go into great detail on, the trade setup itself. Just watch in the earlier video. I'm really here to show you or give y'all the insight on what's going on now, what am I expecting, and what's yet to come. So going back towards the 4-hour time frame, you can see how beautiful break past that structure, the retest of this structure, and now forming some rejection towards that is what I wanted to see. Once we go towards the 1 hour, you can see how the 1 hour is already following in line with this bearish trend. You can see the break past recent area of interest, the retest of that area of interest, followed by the rejection. That's when I went down towards the lower time frames, well, even lower time frames, to find my entry. And I'm sure you all can see the entry. It was right here once we had a break of this structure followed by that beautiful bearish engulfing candle. That's where I found my entry. Stops just above that zone, and take profit is my 4-hour structure point. You can obviously see how we had this beautiful structure point that's lined up very nicely. Let me get another, well, I can use this. It's lined up very nicely, so I am looking to take price here. Quick day trade, nothing too crazy. At first I did have a high risk. I did have a higher amount that I was risking on the table, but decided to close some of that amount. Not that it was I was nervous or afraid. If anything, I just was over leveraging at the moment, right? We could be finding cleaner setups. Don't get me wrong, this setup is beautiful, amazing setup, but we could find something like so. Let me show you an example. So just like this setup, right? You can see how, you can see how when we was in this bearish trend, overall you see the bearish trend, but on the 4-hour time frame you can see how we were trending in a uptrend. What we did was the same thing we did now, was we wait for the break past structure. Once we had the break past structure, wait for the retest and ride this trade towards the downside. And as we was waiting for this break of structure, what else happened? You can obviously see how price formed the left head, right shoulder, break past neckline, retest neckline, and continue towards the downside. So right now, let's refresh. You can obviously see how that somewhat of the same thing is happening now, right? We have the overall bearish trend off of that daily time frame. You can see you can see the bounces that we have towards this zone, which is amazing, and we are now below that zone. And as we got below that zone, just how we talked about in that previous I guess structure, the previous structure I just showed you all, how 4 hours started heading bullish. We then waited for what? The switch of structure, which presented us with the beautiful break past neckline, the retest of the neckline, and now we're just waiting for price to have that continuation. If you cannot see that neckline, let me draw it out. You have your left head, right shoulder formed right there. After that was formed, we have the break past that, the retest of this, and now we're just waiting for everything else to play out how it did previously, like it did right here. So again, break past neckline, retest neckline, continuation, overall structure bearish, same thing, overall structure bearish, left head, right shoulder, break past neckline, retest. Now we're just waiting for the continuation. So right now we are triggered in this trade. Now we're just waiting, playing a patient game, allowing the trade to play out how I believe it's going to play out. I'm trusting my plan, leave it at that. So I'm gonna catch y'all with updates throughout the day, or just catch y'all with updates whenever this trade does what it does, hits profit, hits stop loss. I'm gonna bring y'all updates no matter what. But I'm going. I hope y'all enjoy, and see you soon. All right, y'all. So right now, making a hard decision, thinking about closing out my trade. Like I told you all, I want to find something cleaner. This is a clean setup, but could it be cleaner? Yes. Am I being impatient right now? I feel like I am. So I'm just going to go with my gut and really just, listen to myself and close out this trade. Like I said, this is an amazing trade. I do want to hold it, but it is what it is. We're going to close it out here and prayerfully come next week, find a better trading setup and take advantage of it. So I'm about to close out this trade and I'm going to give a breakdown why. So I'm going to record the whole thing too. So I'm going to see y'all. Deuces. Y'all, what's good? So it is today, 10/10, Friday, and obviously I have updates about the trade. So last night I was contemplating about closing this trade just due to the fact that I seen something that I did not want to see, and I felt like I was being more, what is it, uh, impatient, right? I was being impatient on this trade, so I did decide to close at break even. So therefore, we did not lose, we did not make. If anything, we're starting of a new week come next week, right? We didn't take any trades. But take a look. This is exactly why I closed. You can obviously see how price did not give us the push that we was looking for. We was bouncing around, playing around in this area, and that's something I did not want to see. That is what made me close this trade at break even, just based off of this structure right here, right? And yes, I know I entered at 10 in the morning, but instead of, price pushing for a little bit and then playing around probably down here, it decided to play around at my entry point, and I was not a big fan of that. So I decided to close the break even, and thank God I did, because you can see this trade ended up being a loss. So right now, you can see right now I'm about to record the breakdown and about to send it out to the Discord, and I'm also about to put it in this YouTube video as long as with this clip. So stay tuned. Y'all about to really get the in-depth breakdown on why we closed this trade, the reason behind it, and basically how to avoid something like this. These are the times that you have to tell yourself, is it worth going outside of your plan and risking capital? Because once you go outside of your plan, you're going to believe, oh, okay, I can go outside my plan 1,000 times, and that's not what you want to do. That's not how you continue to have the longevity in trading, right? Stick to the plan that's been showing you the results, showing you the profitability, and that's it, right? Don't switch it up. So I'm about to record that now, so y'all about to get the in-depth breakdown on why we did that. So stay tuned, enjoy, catch y'all later. Y'all, so we're about to get into this breakdown. I closed out this trade just because overall it was going somewhat against my trading plan, and I did not like that. Once I go against my trading plan, I simply just reevaluate. I either close my trades, or I lose that trade, or I will close my trade with little to minimum profit, only because it is not something I would have gotten in the first place, right? So starting off, we're going to go back towards the daily time frame. Excuse me. We're going back towards the daily time frame so we can get the gist of what's going on, right? We already broke it down, so it's not going to be anything too crazy. But again, you can see how price was in this upwards trend, giving us a break of structure. Price then had the reversal going into this downwards trend. As you can see, we broke out of this structure, and that structure was 112.340. And as we broke out, I was looking for price to come back and retest. Not only did we retest this this beautiful zone as support, resistance, but we also retested, rejected, and formed this beautiful bearish engulfing candle. Again, having a higher time frame giving you your entry signal is such a big confluence to continue to look for either short positions or buy positions, just based off of the higher time frame alone, right? So after I seen this beautiful bearish engulfing, after I seen price reject from my area of interest while also maintain below, again, that's when we went towards the 4-hour time frame. So on a 4-hour time frame, I did talk about how as price was trending in this downwards trend, we had the break of structure around right here. And as we had this break of structure, I wanted to see price get back into this break of structure, but in my eyes, I was like, well, that's okay, because we are forming this counter trend inside our overall trend, right? So we are forming this counter trend. As long as we have some type of break, retest of this counter trend break of structure, we will be good to continue to head towards the downside. Wrong. Why is that? Because if we mark this off as this being, well, let's go back towards the daily, for example, right? We have this part. What was my tool? we have this being our low, we have this being our high, and we have our break of structure occur right here, right? So by this being my high, by this being my low, we already know that we are in this downwards trend until we break out of this recent lower high. If we break out of that recent lower high, we are now in this uptrend, wait for the retest and the continuation. If we break out of this lower low, we're still in this downtrend, continuing, waiting for the retest to again continue in that downwards direction. So as long as these two high points, low points are well respected, are not broken through, we're okay to look for trades, right? And because these two are my strong areas of interest, I'm looking for a price point, or I'm looking for a point of the market where structure has a hard time breaking through. Therefore, that's where I can scale down, use this point as an area of interest, use this point as a area where we can potentially take a trade from, right? And by doing so, I always look for at least 3 taps into a specific area that is well within my structure, right? So as long as we are abiding by this low, by this high, we don't have a break, I'm looking for points where I can see price bounce from and potentially take a trade from. And since since this was our recent break of structure, I always use my recent break of structure as my pivot points, as my areas of interest, right? I do apologize in advance for the noise in the back. They are cutting the grass, so I have no option but to continue this recording as they're cutting, so I do apologize. But all the time, once we have that break of structure, I do typically use my recent break of structure as my area of interest. Why? Because if we take a look towards the left, you can see how this break of structure was not only a break of structure, but it was an area where price was having a hard time breaking through. So like I was saying, you can see how this is a well-respected area as support, as resistance, and if I continue to go towards the left, you can just see support, resistance, resistance, support, resistance, right? A well-respected zone. We have more than where's my tool? We have more than 3 touches. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like the list goes on, right? Anything above or anything that has 3 touches and more, that's an area where I'm looking to take my trade off of, and that is my area of interest. So based off of that alone, you can obviously see how price is respecting this area, which is an automatic green light for me, right? So after we got back to this area, like I did talk about previously, I then want to see the 4-hour have a retest of its zone as well. So the same way the daily had that break of structure and the retest of that break of structure, I want to see the same thing with the 4-hour before I'm able to enter my position. So in this case, my 4-hour break of structure will be where we have the wrong tool. We have our high, we have our low, right? And the high is the previous lower high, my low is my lower low. Again, if we break past here, I'm just looking for the retest with the continuation, and if we break past my high point, I'm looking for the reversal of our trend, the retest, and the continuation towards the upside. And where's that recent break of structure? That recent break of structure is around right here. So remember what I told you, if we do not have a break here, if we do not have a break there, every little move that's within that structure point is just little pivot points. These little pivot points mean truly nothing. It's just telling you how price is trending back upwards to get back towards this area of interest. And once we can reach that area of interest, that's when you will start scaling in to possibly look for a entry possibility, well, an entry confirmation, right? And so as price was trending in this upwards trend, like I told you all before, that's when I saw price reach my daily zone. Don't get me wrong, it's always good to take trades off of your daily zone. That is what I preach and that is what I look for. But in this case, not only did we have the retest already from the daily, as you can see, retesting that recent break of structure, but like I said, I want to see the 4-hour doing that exact same thing. Are we retesting my recent break of structure on the 4-hour time frame? No. So why am I looking to take a trade? Like I said, I want to see the daily, I want to see the 4-hour. Give me that retest before I'm able to enter a position. You know what I'm saying? So if the 4-hour is not tapped back into my zone, I'm simply not ready to trade. It's simple as day. Since my 4-hour never got back up into my recent 4-hour break of structure, I simply should never been interested in this trade, right? And because I had the, I guess, FOMO, right? FOMO still exists. Do not get me wrong. If a trader tells you, sorry, FOMO does not exist and they are a profitable trader, they're lying. Why? Because it's going to be there for the rest of your life. You just have to understand how to control it. And like I said, yes, we entered this position, but when I realized, hey, Jordan, is this a valid? But like I said, it's very important to, you know, understand when you're having the fear of FOMO, just to catch yourself, control your emotions, and truly just get out the position. No matter if this position wins, no matter if this position loses, you're breaking your plan, you're breaking your strategy, you're breaking your rules. And like I said, if you break your rules and you win, that's just building bad habits, because now you believe that you can do this over and over and over again, which truly you shouldn't be doing in the first place. And so that's why we closed at break even, because I want to see price get all the way back towards my breakup structure before I'm able to look for positions. And I can actually show you guys that example of which happened, and we had targets hit with no problem. And I'm sure you all know where I'm about to go to. You remember when I told you this is the big brother? Let's go to the little brother, right? So going back to the little brother, and I'm going to replay mode. Boom. Right? So like I just talked about, I want to see the daily and I want to see the 4 hour have the retest before we are able to enter a position. So what happens with this on the daily time frame, with this pair, you can obviously see we have our high being here, we have our low being here, and we have that recent breakup structure being here, right? So as we had that high, as we had that low, and as price is making its way back up to have the retest of this recent break of structure, what are we doing? We're being patient. Why? Because we want to allow price to do whatever price needs to do in order to get back up into my zone. Once price reaches that zone, that is when I will scale down. So let's take these off. That's when we scale down, because now let's mark this off. The daily is already had the retest, which we talked about, and that is what I want. So that is good. Boom, we have that happen. So as I go towards the 4 hour, look how cleaner the structure is, right? We're not somewhere far away from our 4 hour zone. If anything, we're just where we need to be. So getting my tool, well, we need to get my tool. So now you can obviously see we have our low and we have our high, right? And by this being my high, by this being my low, like we talked about before, if we have a break, that is good. We're just continuing towards the downside. But if we do have a break towards the upside, that is now invalid, because I do not have my daily or my 4 hour in sync. If anything, my daily is bullish, my daily is bearish, my 4 hour is bullish, and now it's going the opposite direction, right? And our recent breakup structure occurred right here, right? So now we have the daily that's already retested its zone. Now, as you can see, price have the retracement. Price is now tapped into that 4 hour zone. Boom, let's mark off confluence 2. Now we have the 4 hour tapping back into our zone. Are you ready to trade? Yes. Why? Because one, we're at my daily area of interest. If I go back, you can obviously see we're at a daily area of interest. If we drag this box out, yes, we are bypass this area of interest, our zone. But again, as long as we're able to catch another zone that is well respected within this lower high and lower low, as long as we're able to catch another zone that shows us multiple taps into that area, we're good to go. In this case, we have a beautiful 1, 2, 3, and if I zoom out, drag it to the left, 4, 5, 6, well respected zone, right? So boom, that is good. We're good to go. We can now look for trading opportunities. Daily tapped into it, the 4 hour tapped into it, and what happens? The 4 hour shows us a beautiful melt towards the downside. And like I said before, if you have a break of that zone, it's good, because now we're just continuing towards the downside. You can wait for the retest, which would happen, gave you that retest, and then price continued to fall towards the downside. Simple as day. So as long as we just are patient, as long as we follow our rules, we won't have to enter something like this when it's ugly, even though it probably looks good at the moment. So I'm happy with, closing this trade to break even. It's allowing me to follow my rules. It's allowing me to be disciplined within my rules, and I wanted to share that with you all. This is not fugazi. It's not fake. It's the reality of trading, right? I could have lied and said, oh, we lost, or oh, I don't know why we lost. No, I know why this trade went wrong. I know why this trade went the opposite direction, because we never tapped back into my 4-hour zone before looking for our positions. Like I said, I want my daily, I want my 4-hour to both tap back into their zones before I'm ready to enter a position. If that does not happen, I simply go to the next trade, I go to the next pair, and I do not waste my time doing stuff like this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown. I hope you get some insight on what I'm saying, and yeah, I'm going. I will catch y'all in the next video.